So, is YouTube a job?
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking to you.
So it was about 2 years ago that I decided to kind of make some big changes to my channel. And the channel's been up for like, what, 4 or 5 years now. But has it always been good quality? No. Have I always put work into it? Absolutely not. Because originally it started as this idea that I was going to show my life to my family and friends back home, basically. And that excuse kind of wore off because after a while you realize that making videos for a wider audience, you're going to have to step up your game, step up your quality. Today I'm going to talk about the things that I did to change my channel, how it kind of grew, how to get there yourself possibly if you're trying to get into YouTube or video, and yeah, just kind of go through all the steps that I had to go through.
The love will never get lost. The love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is...
So like I said, years ago when I started this channel, basically I wanted to show my friends and family what my life is like up in Inner Mongolia because I thought it was a really, really interesting experience. There's no American foreigners, or a few American foreigners up there, and none that were particularly documenting their life. But the problem is I never foresaw that you could actually make money from videos. I didn't think you could post to YouTube and then all of a sudden you're going to be raking in all this money, because it just doesn't work like that. Now mix that into the fact that I didn't know how to shoot or edit anything, meant that you were left with a pretty terrible product. However, it was that initial base, that subscriber base, other than my family and friends that thought the videos were kind of interesting, that actually pushed me into wanting to kind of pursue this. But did my video quality improve? No, it was shit. I'm not even joking when I say that I used to shoot my videos on like a Samsung S2 all the way through the S4 model, and it was the shakiest, most nauseating footage you've ever seen in your life. Obviously, it was an old cell phone camera, what do you expect? But I used to kind of delude myself with this ridiculous excuse, and I'm gonna say cop-out, that, oh, I don't need to edit, I don't need to get better, I don't need to make better quality because I like my videos raw and uncut, when actually that was just a completely poor excuse for being lazy. Now, if you know me, I've always been a bit of a workaholic, and that's kind of gone into every aspect of my life, except for video making back then. And I'm not quite sure why. I guess I didn't see it as something that would be, a fruitful endeavor in the future, but I didn't realize how much I would end up, enjoying it. Now I've, started businesses. A lot of them have failed. Some of them have been successful. But being here in China, it's been an interesting ride because every endeavor that I pursued, whether it's failed or succeeded, has taught me something, and it's taught me a lot. I mean, when you put a lot of time and money and sweat into things, seriously, the sweat, because it's like literally like 100 degrees out here and 100% humidity half the year, so it's pretty awful. But anyway, a lot of things have succeeded and a lot of things have failed, and I've actually had this theory throughout my entire life, and there's two of them actually. The first one is something that my dad always taught me, and that's if you want to be successful at something, you obviously have to stick with it, right? No matter what you think the outcome is, if you want to possess a skill, you have to continue to do that skill until you can master the skill or at least be proficient at it. And obviously that's true for anything that you do in life. Because in the end, you've not only acquired a skill, but you've also acquired something that's even more important, and that's being able to acquire new skills, being able to be persistent enough to continue with something even if it's not going well. Keep in mind that I have done a lot of stuff that you guys might not know about, but most of them haven't panned out. So yes, I picked up skills, but were they a fruitful business venture? Probably not. I mean, I can think of an example. My dad used to push me to do music, and it was year after year after year, and we'd slog away at this music, and it was actually a lot of fun, and we learned so much about the process. Making music was a blast, but did we get famous with our music? Did our music put us on the map? The only time I can actually think we got any credit was we were actually in the credits of a little tiny kind of independent British movie. So I don't think that that's considered a success. However, I did think that I could go somewhere with it, so I ended up going and trying to start a little bit of a hip-hop career as a white rapper in Inner Mongolia, China, with my friend Super Jason. And let's not go into that one. Please don't look up those old videos. That little scar is also what gave me the permanent name of Sea Milk. I started an exotic cat import business. Do you see any cats walking around here? No. I tried to start a monopoly on the neighborhoods in my city to get the kids of that neighborhood to be able to come to my school to study English after school. That turned out to be an absolute nightmarish disaster. I tried to make a Chinese language series with Winston called Chinese Espresso. Where did that go? I could go on and on about all the kind of failures in my life and all the things and projects that I've started but couldn't continue because they weren't, generating any income. That being said, it was that spirit and that energy that kind of went into this persistence or pursuing these projects that made it all worth it, because in the end, like I said, being able to acquire a skill or learn something or stick with something is sometimes the most important skill in itself. Number 2, surround yourself with successful people and success will follow. And I firmly, firmly believe that. If you are humble and surround yourself with people that have those skills already and skills that you want to learn, you will absolutely succeed. Did I know anything about the education sector in China? No, but I did surround myself with people that were very influential in this sphere. Did I know how to customize motorcycles? Dude, I couldn't tell a spanner from a monkey wrench or a left-handed screwdriver from a dual flange Vistagard in the past. But who do you think taught me? I think that there's this psychological barrier amongst a lot of individualistic nations, especially Western countries like the USA, where everyone's kind of like a special snowflake and one person's success is just as important as another person's success. Now, I think it's natural that no one wants to be number 2 or number 5 or number 88 in anything that they do in life. Nobody wants to play second fiddle to someone who's really, really successful and kind of follow in their footsteps. But if you show me a person that's humble enough to be able to spend time and try to learn from people around them that are better at whatever they want to become good at, then I'll show you either number 1, a person that just doesn't want to be in the limelight and kind of wants to follow others throughout their life, or number 2, most commonly I think, is that kind of person is in the fast track to success in whatever they're pursuing. So to sum up all of these failures and kind of projects that I had going on, they all kind of led to a big culmination of something that I found that I really, really like to do. And I try to tell this to people all the time, is that if you don't know what you want to do with your life, or you don't know what you want to do in the moment, all of the things that you've done in the past is going to lead to that, right? So sticking with all these failure projects that I've been talking about actually led to something that, culminated into something huge, and that's video, and that's what you're watching right now. So back to the original question, is YouTube a job? I'm not going to dance around it anymore. Absolutely it is a job. To be able to wake up, come up with an idea, and be able to go through and put together all these skills that you need to do to make an engaging video, upload it on YouTube, takes a lot more than whipping out a cell phone camera and then filming a dog walking down the street and saying, okay, I got a video. It's not how it works. YouTube is now more of a business, and it's a wonderful business because I think you get to keep some of yourself while kind of following trends and learning marketing and learning how to film. All of these skills kind of meld together, and it's not super, super restrictive like big network TV, although there's a lot of changes in YouTube right now that suggest otherwise. It's always been to me this awesome freeing tool to be able to put all the skills that I'm interested in together on camera and then show the world. It's fascinating. Now, when I talk to other YouTubers, I feel like there are 2 schools of thought. Number 1 is that smaller channels will often say, I'm not doing this for the views, and I'm not doing this for the subscribers, I'm not doing this for revenue. What I'm doing is just, this is an outlet for my creative expression. And while I do find that to be true sometimes, I think more of those type of people upload to other places like Vimeo that are less about social media and more about kind of like artistic expression. The second school of thought are YouTubers that say, I'm going to put in the work and effort to try to make a huge channel that can influence people around the world so that not only I can provide for myself kind of as a job, like I said, also influence other people's with knowledge that I have. Now, I was of the first train of thought when I first started YouTube, and I think I was deluding myself into thinking that's not why I was making videos, because I was watching people like SerpentZA and big channels around me that were kind of realizing this a lot quicker than I did, that you need to put out quality, and especially I think the switch really switched was when I was on Conquering Southern China on my first season of my TV show, when I watched Rick and Mark meticulously plan out every shot. And I'm saying, like, there would be one shot that we had to like pull our bikes up to the camera and we'd do it again and again and again, right? Every single thing had to be perfect. Oh, this leaf fell in the wrong direction. Oh, the white balance was off. Oh, the ISO was wrong. Oh, like there was a little bit of stutter in the camera. All of this kind of crazy attention to detail blew my mind. I had absolutely no idea that that's what went into video. And when you saw the end product, when you see the end product of people that actually know what they're doing, you realize very, very quickly that it is an art form and it's something that you have to study and learn. And that kind of is what made me infatuated with video. Because when we were filming the first season of the TV show, it was the moment that I realized this isn't something I'm good at, but it's something I must be good at. So let the grind begin. As you know, my personal channel, Laowinners, the one that you're watching right now, it took about 5 years to get 10,000 subscribers. And you know, the views weren't coming in. I was making absolutely no money off of it. And then all of a sudden this year, we pushed almost to 100,000 subscribers. Maybe by the time this video is up, we will be at 100,000 subscribers. It's blown my mind. But there's a lot behind that. It's not like this unexpected change, because although I can wake up and look at that number and see all the response and all these dialogues that I've created with people, I know why it happened. And it was blood, sweat, and tears. Now, on my other channel, ADVChina, it's only been up for like a year and a half, and we've seen growth in a similar fashion. So we're kind of just now reaping the benefits of all the work and skills that we've acquired. So how did this happen? Well, this is gonna be kind of like a list or tips about how to make YouTube a job that you can enjoy if you're interested in making videos, and number two, how I did it. Now, this is no success story. This is still a learning process. I'd say I'm about 10% there. I'm not even close. But I do think that I do make content that does reach a pretty broad audience out there, and I think a lot of people enjoy it. Also, a lot of people hate it. My videos and your videos and ADVChina's videos being uploaded onto this website. It's called Bilibili.
Yeah, Chinese social media.
This is the most liberal and open-minded of Chinese video sites, by the way. It absolutely is. That's where the youngsters go, right?
Yeah.
Now, what was happening was they could take the most positive of videos and then they either wouldn't translate what was happening,
yes,
or translate little tidbits to make it look like it was really negative. But let me tell you how I got there.